Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm going to just do a quick video. I'm just going to show you how simple it is to make these lovely little paperclip Halloween hats. I haven't called the witch's hats because I've got a little one which I think looks like a little wizard hat, and this one I think that looks like a little scarecrow hat, which I'm loving. And these are two very basic ones, which are really just made out of black card and some lace on there. And then these ones are, again, I've just used some scrap paper as the little hat piece, some lace for the little brim, and I just think they are great. This one is my little wizard one. I've got a little sort of like spider's web hanging off there as well, made out of wire. This is just a scrunched up piece of wire along there. I've used this lovely paper. Now this paper is this lovely paper here, and this is from Tapology. And what I've done, I've just folded it up and then I popped some silver wax on there, which I just think looks lovely. And if you want to do, I think if you want to do sort of like a wizard hat, if you bend it around the back, I think that looks sort of like more wizardy. As the witch's hats, I have just sort of like scrunched it down like that. But I think sort of like the male sort of version, like the little scarecrow, I think they look sort of like better if they're turned backwards, which I'm loving. So I'm just going to show you how simple they are to do. Now they are paper clips, so we've got a little paper clip on the back of all of them, which I think is great. So this one I think looks like a scarecrow one, and I think if you're doing a autumn journal, this would be perfect. Now I would pop a little pumpkin on here, or maybe a little sunflower or something, but I didn't have anything. So if you're going to do one, I think you could make it out of some hessian or some burlap or something like that. I think would look really lovely. This is just sort of like a fabric that I had, which is a nice and scruffy. So I hope I'm in shot there. Sorry if I'm out of the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to make them. So this is the brim, or the brim of the hat. So that's this bit here. So you need to sort of like cut. I've cut this out as a template, and all as I've done, it is 2.5 inches that way, or what's that, 5-6 centimeters, and then we've got 1 inch that way, which is 2.5 centimeters. And all as I've done, I've just folded that in half. I folded a piece of paper in half, kept this bit flat, and then I've just cut up into like a little round there. So just cut it up, and then when you open it out, you have this sort of like shape. Okay, and then that's where you pop the top of your hat. So you want to cut some of those out, and you want 2 of those. I've cut them out in black cards, so you want 2 of those per hat, like that. And I've just cut this out of the back of one of my notebooks, because I didn't have any black card, or I had black card, but it was a bit too thick. So that's your base for your brim. And then to make the actual little top bit like that, you need to make like a little funnely bit like that. So what I'm going to show you, I've got a piece of scrap paper here. This is just a piece of paper from the kit that I was using, my Halloween kit. Now I want to do it about 4 inches by, this is about just under 2.5. So if you do it like 4 by 2.5, I'm just going to, which was the 4, so we want to be roughly there. So just get a rough idea of the size of paper you would need. Now we're going to seat this edge, so I need to make that a little bit darker. Oh no, it's this one. So just, if you've got a white paper, just make sure you don't see the edge. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to have it upside down, take my finger, and I'm just going to pop that in there to start off our little funnel. Okay, so that goes around like that. Okay, and then you can make it smaller by just, oops, pulling it in just a little bit tighter. So you want to go from the middle. So start off the middle, and then you pop your finger in there and just funnel it round like that. Okay, so that's your little top of your hat. So once you squeeze it, you want that to be roughly about 1 inch along the bottom, so it's in proportion with your bottom of your hat or your brim of your hat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just squash that down flat. Now you can, if you can't make these little funnels, I know some of you find it quite difficult to do it, because when I was doing my little bouquet flowers, some of you said you were quite difficult to make the little funnel bit. Just cut a little triangle shape out like that. It's not a problem, but I find that wrapping it around like that just makes this a little bit harder. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue this down like this. Pop that down. Squish some of that glue out. So there we go. That's the top. Now we want this. Let me just cut a little bit off the bottom. So this is going to be roughly, what's that, 2 inches? About 2 inches high. So then that sits on there, and the proportions are pretty good, aren't they? So then what we want to do for this one, I'm going to take the top, bend it over, put my thumb there, and then push down just like that, just so it gives you a little sort of scrunchy old hat shape like that. Okay, I'm going to just get a little bit of ink, just ink up just around the edge a little bit. So it doesn't matter what paper you use. Again, you can use black card like I've done on these ones as well, but that just sits on there. Now we need to cover up our little bottom piece, our little brim, don't we? So I've got some of this as well, which is left over from my journal that I was doing. So let's just cut a piece of this off like this. I'll pop a link down. I don't know whether I showed you my journal in the beginning or not, I don't know, but I'll pop a link to the journal, because this is the little hat that I was showing you in the journal. So that's the one I'm showing you how to make today. I'll pop a link down because I want to do a few more other little bits that are out of the journal as well to show you on there. So let's just add a little bit of glue to this. Take a piece. You can use lace. Look, I've used lace on some of these, but this is just coloured cheesecloth. So you want to make it sort of a bit grungy, don't you? But again, you could probably make these hats quite pretty, depending on what style you want to do. You could make like a little birthday party hat and have it pretty. A little princess hat with a little bit of sort of like tassely bits coming out the top. So if you wanted to do a child's birthday card or something like that, little girl would love that, wouldn't they? So all sorts of ways that you can use it. Now I'm just going to pop that top bit over there. So that's the brim. I'm going to just tidy this up just a little bit, just so it, get these bits out. There we are. That's the top of our hat. That's lovely. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to just glue in this bit, just to hold that together like that, and glue on the back to hold this down. Then we want to just stick that on, not quite halfway down, just sort of like that on there. Okay, squash that down. So it's looking good so far. And then I've got other little bits. I've got another little bit which I think I might just cover that end bit, just the piece of hat there. You're not going to see it because I'm going to pop a little bit of a bow on there anyway, but so you won't see it, but I thought I'd just cover that up with the same fabric or material that you want, like that on there. So a lovely little hat. Let's just darken this just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Probably could do with a little bit more ink on there. That's good. Love it. So what should we do? I did have a ready-made bow on here somewhere, if I can find it. There we go. Leftovers again, and look at that. I just think they are just so pretty. Well, not quite pretty, but I think they are so cute. Cute is probably the word, because we like little things, especially the little things that turn into paper clips. Look at that. Doesn't that look cute? Right, I'm going to turn that over like that. We need to put the paper clip on the back. So this is where our second piece of the brim comes in. I've got a paper clip here, which is the little 1-inch paper clips. So I'm going to pop that on there, glue the back like this. Get some glue out. Make sure you put a nice blob of glue on there. And then we're going to stick that on the back like that. Oops. Doesn't that look just so lovely? Look at that. So we've got a lovely little witch's hat paper clip. So do I have a piece of paper? Look, pop that on there like that. We've got our little witch's hat with a little dingly dangly bow on there. So again, you can put all sorts of things on them, but I just think it is so cute. So there we go, guys. Quick video for you for tonight or today. And then we've got the little one. So this is fabric. I did actually pop some wire in here as I twirled around the fabric. Now I don't think I've got any of this to show you. Did I make one earlier? Oh yes, I did. Here we go. Look at that. That's how you make the top of this hat. So I've just wrapped a piece of fabric around a piece of wire. I stuck the wire to the fabric and then wrapped it around, should I say, which is good. And then what you want to do, you just wrinkle that up. So when it does that, look, it just makes your little hat go into place. So this would look nice as a little sort of gnome. I think I did some little gnomes with the same idea, but doesn't that look lovely? Shall we pop that on the little hat? Shall we do that? Let's just wind this up. I'm going to wind that up and pop it inside the hat because I don't want to cut it off. And shall we have it, twist it round? Shall we make another little one? I got 2 more of these, but I need, what shall we pop on the bottom of this one? Do I have any here? Let me cut off another piece of fabric which is in the same stuff. Excuse me a minute. There we go. There's a piece. This comes in sort of doubled. Look at that. Let's open that up. I'm going to pop some glue on here. We can make another little scarecrowy hat as well. You could also make it in leather. If you had a little bit of leather, you could do that as well. Make a sort of Harry Potter style, couldn't you? Let's just, I'm going to just pop that on and just stick it down. Look at that, just wrinkle it all up and stick it on. There we go. And then I'm going to just chop around and then fray it like that, so it looks all scruffy. There we go. Let's stick this around the back. Stick that on. You won't see this because we will be covering that up like that. And then our little hat fits on. Look at that. So cute. Right, let's pop a little bit of glue in there to keep the wire in there and everything in place. Like that. Oops. Oh, I should have this upside down. There we go. Nice blob of glue. Let's stick that on. About there, I think. Make sure it's stuck down nicely. There we are. I do like them with the wire in because they're nice and bendy. It gives them a little bit of action, doesn't it? Right, we want some string. I do have this as well. This is like the burlap. What's it done? Oh, I've got that as well. That would make it very scarecrowy, wouldn't it? What's that like? Oh, that looks quite good, doesn't it? Oh, I could just use that actually. I quite like that. Let's cut that off. Let's stick that down. Need a bit of glue on this one. Come on, glue, out you come. Let's just stick that around like that. Stick that on there. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Don't need you though, do we? A bit dangerous way of cutting, I think. I'm going to cut my little hat off. Oh, how lovely. Shall we have a little bow? Does it need a little bow, do you think? Shall we see? A little bit of string. And like I said, if you had a little tiny sort of sunflower or little pumpkin or some sort of orangey yellowy flower would look good, wouldn't it? There we go. Maybe I just stick that on there. Not too long. Let's just pop that on there like that. Perfect, perfect. Very scrunchy. Right, do we need a paper clip? Let's put the paper clip on. This way around, isn't it? Pop you on there. Oops. There we go. And you can just stick on the back like that. Perfect. Then we have another one. Let's bend you back a little bit. Oh, look at these. Aren't they just lovely? I do like these. So there we go, guys. That is lovely. So some lovely little Halloweeny hats for you. These ones are just very basic, so if you have sort of like your grandchildren or your children, you could make these really simple as little gifts and to pop, and little treat bags. Little trick or treat bags would be good, wouldn't it? So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.